listeners of the podcast dungeon. You have come across another goddamn horror podcast with Graham Faye, Jonas Barnes, and Ryan Danley.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another goddamn horror podcast. I know it's me talking instead of Ryan. That's because Ryan and Jonas both got called into, I think, Antifa work probably. So it's me today as your host, and I have a guest I've been so excited about. I saw this movie I guess last summer, at the Popcorn Frights Film Festival streaming, and it blew me away. And today we have the director and writer, Mary Dauterman, from the movie Booger. Mary, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching Booger.
Oh, I loved Booger so much. I've been telling everybody about Booger. It really hit me really strong. So I guess what I want to do real quick is just, I'm going to read the synopsis, and then we'll go from there, because I don't really know. It's such a cool movie. But after the death of her best friend Izzy, Anna focuses all their attention on Booger, the stray cat which she and Izzy took in. When Booger bites her, she begins to undergo a strange transformation. So, how would you explain the vibe of this movie?
The vibe of the movie. I feel like it is kind of hard to describe because it's a bit of a genre mashup film. But it has elements of all the things I love to create. It's got some cringe comedy. It's got some very disgusting moments. It's got some surrealism, and it's got female friendship at the core of the film. So hopefully I know there's not something in it for everyone. Not everyone likes this movie, but hopefully it kind of appeals to people who like that combination of elements and are down to be surprised and go on a ride.
Well, it appealed to me because not only was the acting absolutely superb and hysterical throughout the whole thing, like everybody was so on point, but it's one of the best, I don't know, ruminations or showings of depression, guilt, and grief all at once, like totally encompassing your every thought and movement, and it was so heavy for me, but so almost not lighthearted, but it's about, this woman who's clearly lost her best friend and is devastated to the point where she cannot even function, and she focuses all her energy on this cat, her roommate's cat, basically, that they, I guess, adopted together, and then it bites her and runs out the window, and she goes looking for the cat. And that's what I tell people is the beginning of the story, and they're like, that's weird. I was like, yeah, but it's so good. And just the trip she goes on, Anna, the lead character, is incredible. And Grace Glowicki, I think, gave the performance of the year, hands down. Like, she was incredible from the very beginning all the way to the end. She was perfect.
Yes, Grace is a genius. I'm so lucky to have had her on this film. She just released or premiered her feature Dead Lover at Sundance. And Grace is such an amazing filmmaker as a writer, director, actor, everything. But having her so committed to this role and so committed to Booger as a project was like magic. She's so cool and she's so down, and she's like a person who will give it her all in a way that is crazy. Like this performance is really it's really physical, and it's also
Yeah.
really like I think that what she brought to it from a um like a dedication perspective was really really special.
And it seems like it was like one of her first things, you know, like I tried to look her up and stuff, and it didn't seem like there was much before that. I'm really looking
She,
forward towards Dead Lover now because
yeah.
of her performance in this movie. Like I
Well,
was
I
sure she was like a seasoned, you know, actor from.
she is pretty seasoned. She is Canadian, which makes
Oh,
her
that makes me so happy, actually.
a secret ingredient. But she, if I'll reiterate this in my recommendations letter later. But her first feature, Tito, I think came out in like 2019. That's a
Okay,
really, if you liked Booger, you're gonna like what she does in that movie for
awesome,
sure. Yeah.
awesome. Um, the whole cast was incredible, but let's back up a little. How did you come up with this? How did this end up becoming a movie? Why? And you know,
Yeah, totally.
the really lame
Why?
questions in
Why?
interviews.
Like one, why do you make a movie? Two, why this movie? What's wrong with you? But
Sort of, but in a good way. Yeah.
yeah, why 'cause making a movie is hard and takes a long time, and deciding to commit fully to a story is a leap of faith and a crazy decision. But I had been making a lot of short films that are kind of in the like horror midnight what the fuck Adult Swim world. And I was not really even sure I wanted to make a feature, but was getting a lot of encouragement from friends and my DP and my producer Lexi, and I decided I wanted to learn how to write a feature. So I kind of had two concepts going at the same time, and wrote like bad drafts of them, not perfect drafts, during 2020 when there was no reason to go outside anyways. And
Right.
uh, uh, Booger was one of them, and the other film I'm currently picked up and working on again. But the idea for Booger kind of came from a really silly concept of like American Werewolf in London by way of modern Brooklyn woman bodega cat experience that I just thought sounded funny. And it was like it worked as a short film really well, but then kind of um, pulling it out into a feature, I realized the main character really needed some more like emotional heft to what's going on in her story. So what was going on with me at that time was lockdowns in New York City, feeling really disconnected from my friends, feeling really isolated, my world really just being my apartment and my cat. And so
Yeah,
it was, and also just like thinking about relationships and what happens to them over time, and loss and all of these things. So that kind of grief and disconnection was something I felt I had a lot to say about at that time when I was writing it, and that really came through with giving Anna this friendship that was forever lost because her best friend dies. And so it's sort of like that silly idea combined with like the real emotions in my life coming together and creating this film. And I was kind of like, this is a really crazy idea. Like I know I'm gonna have some creature transformations. I know I want to do a lot of these like surreal body horror elements. And when I kind of presented my producer Lexi with these two films, she was like, I do think Booger is the one that we could pull off. And I was very surprised. But she kind of had an idea of like how to make it happen on the scale that was achievable for us as first time feature makers, and also like using our Brooklyn community. So there were creative reasons why it came to be and kind of practical reasons why it came to be.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see like you can feel the Brooklyn throughout the whole movie. Like I love that. When I saw that it was a Brooklyn movie about a cat, and then Grace just destroyed me throughout the movie. Like I knew this was a really great movie. Like, and then I think people will love it because first of all, I ended up loving Izzy like Anna did. Like she is such a strong character. You just love her, even though she's never really there. You know,
Hmm.
it's just flashbacks and stuff. And she was fantastic. Um, and it like, yeah, the grief and the guilt she felt through it was palpable. Like it was heavy. Like I know I said it already, but like it sunk into me, and so I'm not surprised it came out of lockdown. That's kind of that makes a lot of sense. I got cats during lockdown,
Oh,
actually.
congratulations.
Thank you. It was the
Great
greatest
choice.
decision of my life. Yes, absolutely. We got one and named him Mad Max Fury Road, and then yeah, because Tom Hardy, not Mel Gibson, and then uh, uh, my wife got indoctrinated into YouTube videos, cat YouTube videos, and she saw one where like the single cat was sad when the owners left. So she was like, "Well, we're gonna leave the house eventually. We got to get him a friend." So we got this little tiny girl cat named Freddy Furiosa, named after Freddy Krueger and obviously Furiosa. So
Perfect.
yeah, so they changed my life. And so first of all, I'm really scared for the cat in the movie. Like I'm like, where's
Mhm.
the? I hope they find Booger. And I'm really sad too because like I can feel how heavy and how hard this has hit Anna because she's not really doing anything good for her life anymore, or she stopped just like interacting with regular life and focuses in on finding Booger. And I just thought that was such a good way to show depression and guilt and grief. Um, so like hats off, if, especially for a first time director, like feature, like wow, like incredible. But
Thank
the
you.
also the cast that you got is incredible. I also wanted to talk about Joyce, uh, Izzy's mom, who is just
Mhm.
fantastic. She's got a lot of great mom qualities and also like the weird, like she reminds me of my mom in a bunch of scenes, you know, like, and then other scenes I'm like that's not my mom at all, but she's a full-on character that just I love the from when you meet her to towards the end. She's fantastic. What was her name?
Yeah, Marcia DeBonis.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
incredible. I
yeah.
feel like she's been in so many things, but in kind of like a sneaky, smaller way. She's like she's very much in the New York film community. I remember there's a episode of High Maintenance with her that's super great and super memorable where she plays a mom visiting her kid in Bushwick, and and staying in an Airbnb in Bushwick that like shouldn't be an Airbnb. She's so good. But she is just like such a warm, cool person and really fun to work with, and just like really I'm like, I don't think I've ever worked with an actor who has like uh such access to her emotions in a way that I was like, you really understand how to get in touch with everything you need to get in touch with to feel this. Like we had a Zoom to kind of get to know each other when she was considering the film, and when I was talking to her about Booger, or like just about the film, where it came from, about the character, she noticed, which was something that I feel like there's so much that happens when you're writing that then becomes very clear when you're done. But she had noticed that Joyce, the character, and Anna are the only characters who actually get to see the cat bite that Anna has throughout the film. The rest of the
Oh,
characters never actually see it, and we were talking about how that's because Anna and Joyce are connected in this grief in a way nobody else really is, which was like a really interesting conversation. But as we were talking, Marsha just started crying, and I started crying, and it was like, you really get this movie. So she's so special, and also, yeah, her and Grace together was like magic. They're so lovely together, and
They really worked off each other
yeah,
super well.
yeah. I love Marsha and definitely hope to work with her again.
Yeah, that's so rad. And then the other, like the whole cast, honestly, everybody was really cool. And like I either wanted to hang out with them or like they just seemed like good people, like for the most part. And but Heather Matarazzo
Yeah.
was such a cool surprise. And it must have been a cool as hell get. Like she's great. This is
Yeah.
the girl from Welcome to the Dollhouse, which was huge. Especially in indie films when I was coming up in like college and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was in Hostel too, and I feel like she's been popping up in a few things lately. But like, it was
Yeah.
great to see, and she was fantastic.
She's so fun. She's been in Ireland shooting Wednesday, the Netflix show, I think. But yeah,
Fantastic.
huge fan of Heather. Huge fan of like every iteration of Heather. Saved is one of my favorite movies too.
Yep.
She's such a scene stealer, and she's so just like interesting and funny. But when I was thinking about this character, because it is a little like she plays a woman who works at a pet store, and it's an eccentric character. It's only 2 scenes, and kind of had the idea like it'd be really fun to have. I see your kitty in the background.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, oh, like who would be like such a fun fantasy kind of cameo? Like this role would be just like from a practical standpoint, the person doesn't need to commit that much time. So maybe we could get someone kind of interesting. And literally looking at my DVD collection, and Welcome to the Dollhouse was staring at me in the face. We got in touch with Heather through her manager, and we also had a Zoom that was so cool and interesting. Heather's like a writer too. We had a really good conversation about her character. And the other thing that was just like, you got to be kidding me. She was like, I had a black cat that I lost years ago, and I have to do this movie. Like, I have to. So that was really special. And then, yeah, working with her in person, I was just like, I wish I had so many days with you. I almost like want to watch you. She's like an improv queen, and yeah, like honestly, editing that scene was like hard because there's so much goodness in it.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Where were some of the places filmed? Like I know there's like the bar scene and stuff, and there's where there was a park scene and stuff.
Yeah.
Like were these places hard to film in, or?
The bar was like a bit of a journey because I gotta start writing scenes for bars because that means you have to shoot at you have to shoot at really weird times. But if for people from Brooklyn, that is Do or Dive, a bar in Bed-Stuy. Got like such a great look to it and really interesting like light fixtures and just like the way it's kind of like a cool grungy bar. And it photographed amazingly. Like we didn't really change that much about it except for boosting some lighting. And it has these like kind of dungeony, horrible bathrooms. I've been back a few times and I'm like, the smell is coming back that we lived in for 2 days. And then I think I'm like the park is like one of those really tiny parks that has a playground, and that's about it in Bed-Stuy. I feel like there's quite a few. I think it's Decatur Playground, if you know it. And
I mean, I'm a babysitter actually here in Brooklyn, so I like.
You're like, I've been to that park. Yeah, maybe you've been to this one. It was we like scouted it. We liked it. It was walking distance in between my place and my DP's place. We shot a bathroom scene at my DP's house also in Brooklyn. And so we could kind of like keep all our gear at one place and be able to easily travel to that tiny park. There's another small park where she wakes up in the morning by the pet store.
Yeah.
I think it's called like Sewell Park, but it's right by the pet store is Who's Your Doggy?
Okay.
Over there. And there's a nice park next to it. And like where else were we? Definitely walking around Bed-Stuy, a lot on Halsey Street, and the the only like kind of funny wild card was the interior of Anna and Izzy's apartment is actually in Manhattan because it was my producer's uncle's apartment. So that interior Manhattan, exterior Crown Heights, like shower my apartment. Like there's just like a lot of
Right.
kind of patchworking. But yeah, it really was kind of running a production out of my apartment and the real places I go
Yeah.
and the footprint. Yeah, kind of, I mean, like I said, writing a COVID movie, it's like that kind of little walking path was my world during that time and grounding it in that way, pretty true to life. Yeah.
I'm fascinated by like just places where people film, like when Larry Fessenden filmed it, and I think the Met, like it was completely guerrilla style. Like they weren't allowed in there or anything. And like I'm always
Yeah.
interested in crazy stories and stuff. And I love that uh the actually like you just filmed in sort of like a radius. That's really I think
Yeah.
that's cool. And it goes to show that indie uh creators are just they'll do whatever they need to do to get it done. Like that's why we celebrate indie creators, is because we've talked to so many people that are like, it's a war to get a movie just made,
Yes.
and it takes years, and I'm like, that's insane to me. Like, and they tell us stories and all these things of different production problems or whatever, and it sounds like a war, and it sounds like a war you have to go through broke most of the time, and so I'm always like, I'm just amazed. And I thought this was just I'm a sucker for New York movies to begin with. Like I start with like Street Trash and or not, yeah, Street Trash and Basket Case and stuff, like those gritty New York ones. And then now I think my favorite Halloween movie is Murder Party, which takes place in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
cool.
Yeah, I love that movie. And so yeah, just that whole Brooklyn feeling really comes off, and it comes off through the characters, and it's really great. Um, so when can people see it? Where I know you can rent it on or buy it on Amazon. Is it going to be streaming anywhere?
Yeah, it's currently rentable on Amazon and Apple.
Okay.
Um, I guess I'm like we had a theatrical run last fall, and then I feel like streaming is always a possibility, but I haven't been as like keyed into the business side. So I will let you know if I hear anything. But
Yeah.
right
Let
now,
us know.
Amazon and Apple, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Um, so you think you can handle the kill list?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's see if I can find it. These are folders now. All right, 6 opinion questions. Answer them however you take them. You can pass if you want. Here we go. Number 1, Freddy or Jason?
This is humiliating because I haven't seen either. But
That's okay.
I'm just gonna say Freddy.
Well, that's that's good. What about Chucky or Pinhead?
Chucky.
Chucky. All right. Yeah. I'm a big Chucky fan. I think everything through I think the third one is the only one that I'm like, But like the first two are great, and then when they start to go insane with like the bride and stuff, they're just freaking awesome. All right, what movie would you remake?
Oh, okay. I actually had this conversation with a friend recently. I was saying Labyrinth, but now what's his face is doing it. The Nosferatu director is doing redoing Labyrinth.
Really?
So yeah, isn't that crazy?
That
Um,
is.
the other movie that I would love to give my spin on is House or Houseu, the Obayashu movie.
Oh yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I think you do really well at that too, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
someone pay me to do it.
yes, please. If you could erase one movie from existence, what would it be?
Oh my God. Um, I've got like 25, maybe 100.
I love
Um,
it.
oh my God. Um, I recently watched the like evangelical Christian movie Left Behind.
Oh yeah.
That movie doesn't need to exist at all, at
Agree.
all.
Is that that's got Kirk Cameron?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like not only all of the problems, it's also boring.
Right, right. That's kind of how I feel about The Conjuring, actually. Like, it's not only based on terrible people, but they retcon the entire movie when they're like at the church called and said you can do it. Like, well, then there's no rogue, like, cool exorcism thing going on. The church was behind
Boring.
this. I don't want to be behind the church. Um, all right, I love it. Alien or Aliens?
Aliens.
Nice. Ryan's a big Aliens fan. It's the most quotable one. It's action packed. It's super fun. All right, basement or attic?
Oh God. Wait, like, do I want to be in it
However you want
or
to,
do I like it?
yeah, however you want
Okay.
to take it.
Okay, I'm gonna take it as which would I rather sleep in, and I would rather sleep in an attic than a basement, but I think both are like equal opportunity haunted. I think there's probably more rats in the basement and more secrets. And
More
the attic is
secrets.
yeah.
I
And the
like
attic
that.
feels like
Although
it
the attic
could,
is where you store like everything, all the
yeah,
like that's how the
yeah,
Goonies get their whole shit started. Like they found
that's
that
true.
shit in the attic. I always
I
go
do
if
feel
you
like there's
want.
a
I said if you want horror, you go to the basement. If you want adventure and possible horror, you go to the attic.
yeah, I want adventure, so attic it is.
All right, there you go. I love it. All right, and last one. Favorite kill of all time.
Whoa. Okay, I mean, this is just what's coming to mind right now. What was it called? Was it called A Dangerous Nature or In a Dangerous Nature?
Oh, and a violent
You know what I'm talking about?
nature.
In a Violent Nature. Yeah. Uh, saw that movie at Calgary Underground. There's a kill scene where there's this like girl doing yoga
Yeah, the
and
yoga
he
kill scene.
yeah was like, holy shit. It's
It's
so
it's
like
amazing.
it's amazing. I was like screaming, laughing, because I thought it was over and it wasn't. It was like, no, there's like five more things that are going to happen. So
It's
that's what's been sticking with me.
nice. That's a great
Yeah.
one. And that yeah, it's new and but as soon as I saw it, I was like this is legendary already. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
insane what he did. And just I love that whole movie actually. People it was very divisive, but like
I was
if you,
into it.
yeah, if you look at it from like straight up like he's you're seeing it from the point of the killer, but also the point of a killer in a movie. Like
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's clearly like the way like the characters around him you don't care about you like it's like if you're the killer in a movie. I loved it so much.
Yeah,
Very
it was
divisive, but
really fun to watch with a crowd.
I bet. I
Really,
bet.
really just like fun and surprising. And I feel like it was really interesting because it kind of feels like a slow cinema slasher, which
Yeah.
is really inventive and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite is did you see When Evil Lurks?
No.
Okay, then I'm not going to spoil it. You should see
Okay.
When Evil Lurks.
Cool.
It's probably my favorite movie in the past like 20
Ooh.
years. It's brutal, it's Argentinian, it's fantastic.
Very
Um,
cool.
well, you killed it. That was awesome. That was a fantastic kill list. Is there anything else you've got to say about Booger, or you know, people know where to get it? I
Yeah, as far as I
highly
know right
recommend.
now.
Yeah, I highly recommend everybody go and buy it. Like it's worth it. It's I've seen it 3 times now, and it gets better every
Wow.
time.
Thank you for watching it. We also, I guess the exciting thing is it's coming out on Blu-ray from Arrow
Yes.
Video
Oh, that's
um,
great.
in a few months. So that's pretty exciting. There's got some cool bonus features. I love the art on the DVD. It's
Oh,
pretty
I'm very
exciting.
excited. The
Yeah.
art, just I love the art about the whole movie. Like the 2 different posters I saw were great. It's such a because it's called Booger, and I was like, I don't know what to expect here. I didn't know it was going to be about a cat. I just saw there was a movie on the popcorn frights called Booger, and I told my wife, I was like, we're watching that no matter what it is. And it turned out to be nothing what I expected, but like everything I needed at the time. So
That's
thank
really
you.
good.
Um,
Did the cats watch with you?
I'm sure actually Freddie usually sits in my lap and watches movies.
Very good.
Yeah, and Max is right here looking for Freddie, I think. All right, real quick, I just want to run down and give a shout out to our Army of the Goddamned, our Patreon team. Uh, we love you so much, and if you want to be on the Army of the Goddamned, hit us up. We got everything from $1 to $20. They're really coolly named, and you get different cool stuff. I don't know. Talk to Ryan about that, but we got Michael, Drew, Stephanie, Katie, Chris, Alan, Bacon Bits, Angela, Jasmine, Jason, Jake, Vivian, Ron, Kristen, Manny, Coleman, Jared, Michelle, and Brandon. Thank you all. You all rule so much. Mary, you got any well, you know what? I'll start with recommendations.
Cool.
Let me see where I put them. Okay, my first one is a movie on Screambox called Lizzie Lazarus, written and directed by Aviv Rubenstein. It's about 2 friends carrying their friend's corpse through the woods. That's the whole movie, and it's fucking great. And the ending is perfect. So check that out. Grafted is now on Shudder, which I absolutely loved. It's like a body jumping with face off science in a Mean Girls movie. That shit
Cool.
rules. Sophie Hunter has a new song. You know, I love Sophie Hunter. I've been talking about her for like 6 months at least now. She's got a new song called 2 Shots of Patron. It's filthy and it's catchy and it rules. Poison the Well's new song, Trembling Level, really fucking great. And interestingly enough, Sleigh Bells released a new song on the same day
Cool.
too. Want to start a band, and that shit rips. So check those out.
That's awesome. I've been thinking about sleigh bells recently.
Oh, I love Sleigh Bells so much. Every song's a fucking epic banger. Like it's
Yeah.
wild. And yeah, like Poison the Well, who's this like insane metal band from Florida. One of the guitarists is the like guy from Sleigh Bells now. And I just love Sleigh Bells so much. And Poison the Well. They both came out on the same day. They both put out singles. I thought that was cool. Mary, what do
Very
you got
cool.
for us?
Okay, I'll reiterate that I would definitely recommend Tito, Grace Glowicki's first film. I think it's streaming somewhere for free, maybe like Tubi or Pluto. Um, really crazy, interesting performance, and it's very funny and gross. Um, Another film by a friend that I think if you're like a horror fan, or like kind of like the horror genre mashup. My friend Pete O's movie Jethica, I think, is also
Jessica
on.
is great.
Yeah, yeah, either Tubi or Pluto. Really great, really like interesting filmmaking ethos because he makes these movies extremely low budget, but they are all really, really fun and inventive. Jethica is kind of a ghost story.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
love Jessica. I saw that too at a fest, I believe.
Yeah, it's great. Jessica with a lisp. I would recommend if you're cat curious, give fostering a try. I have a foster kitten running around behind me right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And oh yeah, I was thinking about sleigh bells because I went on a run listening to sleigh bells recently. Great running music, but I got into running during COVID using this app called 5K Runner, where it like literally eases you from barely being able to run at all to being able to run a 5K, and it's really cool. Yeah, I
That's
recommend it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. All right, Jessica. Now I've got Jessica. Mary. I was like, don't say it with a lisp. No, wait. That's not even her
You
name.
can't say Mary with a lisp, even if you tried.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you so much. This is I'm so happy I finally got to talk to you because
Me
Booger
too.
really means a lot to me, and I'm absolutely getting it on Blu-ray when it comes out.
Hell yeah.
Arrow's a great company, so that's fantastic that it's coming out on there. And to all our listeners, this is the part where Ryan usually runs down numbers from all the countries. We don't have to do that this time, but I will want to say that I love all of you, every other country, more than mine right now. So you all win above us. So good job, the rest of the world. Honestly, everybody's doing better, I think. um,
Yeah, you're correct.
yeah, this is anyway. We're not going to get into the politics part, but we are going to get into the if you're struggling and you need to reach out or anything, we're not experts, but you can always hit us up. We're very good for movie recommendations in hard times, and we got to do this together. And Ryan's much better at this part than I am, but thank you all very much. Go watch Booger ASAP. Start some fires, break some glass, and remake everything. Thank you.